Alright, good evening everybody. Welcome to the stream where we will be unboxing the Digital Monster X English, which I have just received as of yesterday. Now, this little guy right here on my platform, this is Regalicusmon, who is not an X-Antibody Digimon, is not on a Digital Monster X, and is not what we are here to see, but everyone say hello to him regardless. He did a great job doing nothing today in earlier stream because his battle partners, Mermaimon and Marine Chimeramon, just completely wiped the floor with every other Digimon Pendulum Z. So, big kudos to those guys. And Regalicusmon, you will see your blood soon enough in the online tournament, which will be going on, well, it's going on right now. Either way, we're not here to talk about that tonight. We're here to talk about the Digital Monster X, of course. I've got a box. Look at this. I got a box right here. I got a box from Entertainment Earth. A lot of people were wondering, like, hey, how come you're getting this so early? Somebody was even wondering if I got, like, special privileges from Bandai. No, I will never get special privileges from Bandai because they don't like me very much. Because I help raise awareness about V-Pets, but I also help raise awareness about other things that they don't want to have raised awareness about. But I do what I do. So, Entertainment Earth, they started shipping these last week, and so I did not pre-order from them. I pre-ordered from Amazon, like most other basic Americans, and I saw someone put out that they were getting the shipping from Entertainment Earth already, the tracking information, so I'm like, well, okay. Put in my orders, and sure enough, they delivered just very quickly, too. So, I've got a box right here. You want to see what's inside this box? We're going to open this box, so let's go ahead and switch our camera view over here. And bop, that way. There you go. There. Now you can see the box nice and big, can't you? So, with my knife, got myself a classic butter knife. The only way that I open boxes, that's not true. I use keys most of the time, but my keys are downstairs and I don't want to go get them, so we use the butter knife instead. You may be asking, why is a knife upstairs? Your kitchen is downstairs, isn't it? Like everyone else's? Yes. End of questions. So, here we go. We're opening this up. I've got a manifest. We don't need to look at the manifest. And look at that. Guess what's inside? Yep, that's right, it's Digimon. Surprised you all, didn't I? What if it wasn't? Oh my gosh, what if it wasn't? So we have here boxes for the purple and red. And I'll get those nice and up under the light here in a moment too. We got purple and red, we got the green and blue. And we got the white and blue. You may notice black and red is missing. That is because they only had it for pre-order, and I didn't feel like ordering from them if I wasn't going to get the things immediately because I already had the pre-orders coming from Amazon. So, either way, there we go. 3 beautiful boxes right here. You may also notice, there we go. You may also notice the boxes are colored based on the rosters in addition to the X. So, both of these are the blue or the XB versions, and this one is a red box, and therefore is the XA versions. I don't know how they'll do that if they do the version 2 and version 3 DMXs, because those had gold and silver X's on both of them. So I don't know what they're going to do about that, how they'll separate them, but hopefully they do continue that, because I like that you can immediately know which version you have, both by the X and also just the fact that the Digimon are right on there. Also, let's switch over to our close-up here, and let's just show you what these guys look like here. So there we go. So I'll show you bits of the boxes at the time so you don't get any nice glare. So you got Wear Greymon X. Find fan art of that. Don't find fan art of that. You never know what you'll come across. So we have War Greymon X right here. Heck yeah. We got the purple and red funky looking device with a little screaming Tokomon on it. And we got Beelzebumon X right there. Went a little too far and messed up my little stage, but that's okay. Beelzebumon X right there, and so yeah, that's the XA version, and that is the one I will be probably showing off first. And then as for the XB, we've got ourselves a this one's Metal Garurumon X, we've got Gabumon X fighting a little Tokomon X, and we've got Megidramon X going on right there. So beautiful looking. I do not like the XB roster as much, so we're going to be starting off with the XA, because I like it better. And let's go ahead and pop that right over there for right now. And what are people saying here? Let's catch up on this real quick. So I'm going to quickly skim this. You guys are talkative tonight. Holy cow. All right, so thank you. Thank you, X John, for reminding me about the Digimon trademark. So, come on, thank you. Hi from Malaysia. Hello from Florida. Tournament, we're at online, at the online server, where the fan content is. Thanks for everything. Dude, you're welcome, you're welcome. Smell it, on it, let's smell it. Yep, it smells like nothing. It smells like absolutely nothing. Okay, can't hear what's wrong with audio. Audio is fine. Okay, well that makes me feel better. Hopefully you get that figured out. Phone sucks, my bad. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I do remember the red box. Very good, very good. Where Greymon? Where Greymon? Here Greymon. Blue green is coming. So jelly. What flavors? We're gonna find that out in a minute. Absolutely, we're gonna find out what flavors. Are these worth it? Yes. That's an easy one to answer. Absolutely worth it. Definitely. It's 20 bucks. Get them. Dixie Solo Cup color for the win. I do absolutely love the coloring on this one more. I just wish it was the roster I liked more. Will Vemon Line be in Pendulum Z? Vemon Line is in the Metal Empire Pendulum Z. So yes, it will have already been. Australian here, having to wait until August 6th for mine. That's not too far away. Just under a month. You'll get it soon. Have you seen the update to World? I have no idea. I see a lot of updates to World. I don't know which one specifically. Eagle awaiting Amazon. Heck yeah. And do we know if the little reset button works? I mean, it should. Was that a concern? Can you get in Debug? We'll be finding that out tonight. And all right, so we're gonna go ahead and start opening this up, and we're going to answer more questions as we go. Absolutely. So first and foremost, let's see, what's this? This opens up from the side here, so we'll go ahead and get camera back on me. We'll get our butter knife back, and we'll do the classic method of slide. Well, do I need to break any tape first? Yes, a little bit of tape to break. So let's just go ahead and break that tape. And we will slide the butter knife into the tab, lift it up on both. Well, it already came out the other end. That was not in there super tight. Not in there loose either. It's just I'm used to these boxes giving a little more pushback. Okay, so one of the biggest questions I've seen right away is, do we get the Digimon Chronicle X comic? And the answer to that question, which I already know, but I'll show you right here. No, you do not. This is everything that comes in it. And it's just a couple instruction books. So we have one in Spanish, we have one in what is this, English, we got English, and we got, feels like there's one more in here. I'm assuming French. Yep, one in French. All right, so just instruction books, no comic. I'm so sorry. If you do want to have the stuff from the comic, it is online in places. The whole story is on Wikimon. You can read it all right there. They've got translations for it, so. But as for the comics, I know you can find those with a few Google searches, absolutely. So either way, just some instructions, and I'm not going to show those off because they're just instructions. What is there to see? Is there anything in this? Anything I should care about? Nope, I already know all this. Get out of here. Okay, so we're good with that. There it is. All right, so we got the little plastic shell around this. We're going to take it out of this plastic shell. Oh, it's not even a whole plastic shell. It's just a little insert. Look at that. Just lift that off. Take this guy out. And there we go. Look at that. Very, very pretty color purple. Yeah, actually, ooh, I like it. Let me try turning down the light a little bit so you can kind of see. I'm going to try to get it more accurate to what it actually looks like to me. The camera just keeps overcompensating. So about like right there, I would say is probably the most accurate I can get this on camera. It's a very tasty looking purple. Like it does look tasty. It looks delicious. So I'm gonna turn the light back up to make sure we can see it properly. Or one down from that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, looks beautiful. The color choices are a bit odd, I'm not gonna lie. Having orange, purple, and the red all together, it does make it look a little strange, but hey, whatever. The purple itself is lovely. Like it is very lovely in person, I have to say. So definitely not a bad choice at all with that one. So what we have is on the back the classic tab. This is basically the exact same shell, if not the exact same. No, it is as the Digital Monster version 20th, and I've got one of those right here for comparison. There you are. So Digital Monster version 20th on the right, Digital Monster X on the left. Both of these the English versions, and so yeah, same exact shell. We'll flip them over. The only difference, of course, is it's different color and opacity. But yeah, same exact thing going on here. So that's that. And then if we compare it to the original, we'll leave you right over here, shall we? We'll keep all three on here at once. Compare it with the original Digital Monster X. Here we have the version white, which we are now calling XB. And there we go. So they all look like bricks, don't they? Yes. So not a lot to talk about right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn this guy on. Pull out that tab, get that beep. There you go. Did everyone just look at your device? Red! Oh, so that's our first change. Okay, so Digimon X, red. So on the original, and I could show you right here, I suppose. So who do we have on here right now? We've got Megidramon. Say goodbye to Megidramon, everybody. We're going to compare this splash screen, like right out the gate, because that's different. That is already one difference. So let's just go ahead and reset this device. Nope. Okay, so this splash screen just says Digimon X. It doesn't show a version. The version 2 and version 3 devices did. They showed either red, purple, blue, or yellow, depending which one you had. This one shows red. So that's new, first of all. So neat. That does mean that there are changes in the software, and that means that this is likely based on the X2 and X3 software, which is, there were a few changes between the X1 and the X2 and X3. I don't think content will change. That doesn't mean, for example, we're necessarily going to see the experience up, but that does mean stuff like the glitch with Diablemon overflowing his power level, that might be fixed. If you're not aware of that glitch, I'm happy, because I am aware of it, and it sucks to be aware of it, because it's not fun. So that's a good sign. That means that this is a later software revision that may have fixed a few bugs in the process. Now, see people already saying it here. We're going to show this off right here. Let's take a look at these screens, right? So you may notice, screen on the left, a little hard to see. Swap them around, get this one more centered in the light. And you'll notice that didn't help. It's not the lighting. It is the original Digital Monster X screen is abysmal. One of the worst screens I've ever dealt with. It is just, ugh, it's bad. It's way bad. So there was never really any concern, I would say, for whether or not the original screens would get used, because the Digital Monster version 20 screens were always going to be the ones that would get used, because they're just basically using the exact same mold, everything, all same parts for this are being used in the Digital Monster X English. So it's using the same type of screen. So if I compare these two screens, we'll do that right now. We're going to see about the same contrast, I would imagine. Yeah, that's pretty dang close. I think there's a little bit of difference. It almost looks like there's a little bit of difference in tint, but that could just be the background. So yeah, either way, you'll see that the brightness is showing up just fine on this. There's not a contrast issue. And we'll compare that as well to what I consider to be the best screen in modern virtual pets, and that is the Pendulum Z. Galaxymon looks absolutely gorgeous. There is a little bit of more darkness on this screen, which is, again, is the same for the version 20th English, but not enough to where I'd say it's any kind of problem. And if I look at these both in real life, yeah, it's barely discernible between the two in real life usage. So a good screen. Perfect. That's what I love to hear. So we have that going for it. So before I move on, let's just, again, we'll just catch up on some chats. Yeah, people sad about the lack of comics, I know. I agree. Will they be releasing version 2 and 3 in the future? I sure hope so. We don't know for sure yet. Usually Bandai would release these waves, or I say usually, there's a pattern of 2 times, right? It took about 8 months between the first wave of the Digital Monster 20th and the second wave to come out in English. So I can imagine that we'd probably see similar for this. So either way, we won't know for a little bit if there are going to be additional releases. I can't imagine they would stop at version 1. That would just be bad business, especially since these are selling like gangbusters right now. So I cannot imagine that they are just going to stop. It's making you hungry. Heck yeah, it looks, again, looks delicious. All right. And if I don't respond to your chat, I'm so sorry. There's a lot to keep up with here. So, oh, that's a good point right here. So on the original Digital Monster X, and we'll go ahead, well, I can't see it yet, but I'll show you here. We're going to go ahead and load a Digimon on this one, because I could just do that. We're going to load in, well, I wanted Megidramon again, but we'll pick somebody else. I don't like any of these. I don't like any of these. Where's Metal Tyrannomon? I'll load Metal Tyrannomon. There he is. Set the time to the right thing. So weird little funny spelling error. Okay, we got the Zyrol. Let's go. If you're unfamiliar with a lot of the mechanics, by the way, I do have a whole video about that, about just what the mechanic differences are between this and the version 20th. So highly recommend checking that out if you are completely unfamiliar with this, because I'm not going to go too deep in the stream. This is mostly for answering questions and finding out unexpected differences. But so spelling error, it says recode instead of record there. They didn't fix that until finally this, well, not even on this one. It was the version 2 of the Pendulum Z that they fixed that, because this also says recode. So the last 3 models of Pendulum Z that came out, the Z2s, were the things that finally fixed that. So we'll see if that spelling error is fixed over here as well. Get out of here, Regalicus Mom. We don't need you anymore. Is the inside of the shell the same? We are going to find that out. I got a nice little screwdriver right here, so we are definitely going to be finding that out. Looks better than expected. I agree. And the screen is... it is. It's a lot better. Okay, can you do a screen and sound comparison between Japanese and English? Absolutely, I can. So let's go ahead. We'll just do the basic starting up beep, right? So I'm holding my device right here. This is the... oh, that's actually not going to be very good for this because I have a compressor on to kind of equalize my sound. So let me take off my headphones real quick. I'll do that, and... oh, everything sounds loud now. My voice sounds so loud. Alright, so I'm going to just kind of do this by ear. Let's just see. Okay, reasonably loud. And here... ooh, that's a lot quieter. Ooh, boy, that's a lot quieter. No contest. The Japanese version, definitely louder. And we'll compare that to the version 20th as well. Let's just see. So one more time for the X. Okay, that's the X. And for the English 20th. Pretty close. Pretty close. The X might be a smidge louder, but that also could just be me not listening to it well enough. So yeah, the Japanese versions, as always, much louder. A good chunk louder on there. All right, so then... oh, so someone already confirmed it is record now. Heck yeah. And... oh my gosh, there's so many of you. Wonder if they fix the bugs. I hope so. It is a later version, so hopefully they will. Hopefully they will. What do they call the X2 red then? Gold? They might. They very well might. Unless they just choose to go with different colors altogether. They might do that. That would be my guess if I was to guess anything. I'm going to guess that they're going to have like a black X and a white X or something like that, to make, which will get far more confusing when you say the DMX white. Yeah, I hope they don't do that. But I can see them going with some different colors than what we saw in the Japanese releases. X2 and X3 in 2022, yeah, that's likely. Pendulum in 2023 is hopeful, but I can certainly still hope. Only took them 5 devices, yes. One of these dropping in Europe, no idea. Secondary colors for waves 2 and 3, no idea. And Japanese is indeed louder. Okay, and there we go. So, boom, boom, boom. So let's go on to some more comparisons of this. So we are going to get the actual device that we're talking about here. Whoa, Tyson, thank you for the donation and the dancing hippo. Very much appreciated. Very nice of you to do. So, all right, so let's just start with an egg, right? Well, actually, no, before that. I don't start with eggs. I start with debugs. I start with debugging menus is what I do on this channel. So, in order to access the debug menu, we will take this in our hand. We are going to hold down A and B at the same time, and we are going to hit that reset button. That takes us to a silent screen right here. We're going to get you out of the way for right now. And we're going to go ahead and hit the A button. S-A-8. No, that's 8. What did I say? S. 8A00. So the letter A there should be the actual version of the device. So like I said, this is version XA. So X isn't the internal version number, but A is. And I say XA to differentiate it from the version 20th. So this is version XA. And if I was to do the same on the Japanese, it actually doesn't go to a splash screen first. You'll notice this one's in debug mode, of course, because that's how I do it, but it's got the B there. The first number there, 5 versus 8, usually that means like the firmware revision on these devices. So it very well could be that, yes, this is a later firmware than the original, which it is. It has to be. So that's pretty cool. And then we want to, well, let's see. There was a... Okay, there's no B menu right here. What about C menu should be sound test. A should be screen test. So let's just go to C. Yeah, it's just sound test. So same there. No other differences as far as the debug menu goes. But the other thing we're going to check is we're going to see if demo mode is still there. So I'm going to hold down A and C at the same time while I hit reset. And looky here, folks, we have demo mode activated. So this means I can now choose any Digimon on the device that I want. And this could mean also I could choose Digimon from the other roster as well. But do not get excited about what I just said there, because it doesn't mean as much as you think it means. Oopsie. Let it time out there. So A and C, push the button. This is something anyone can do. This is not in debug mode or anything. This is just something anybody can do. So we got, let's see, and yes, so it's the exact same as it was before. I can choose any of the 45 raisable Digimon from both versions of the Digital Monster X. So yeah, I could choose whichever one I want. But the catch is that they won't evolve if I choose them. So, for example, we can't raise, well, let's go with Wergarurumon. We can't raise Wergarurumon on this device. And so if I choose that, it's going to take me into demo mode. In demo mode, I can't really do much, so then what you do is you just reset the device again. And then you hit load. We'll set the time to whatever. And check the Xi. It should be 4. No, it's 1. Oh, because I loaded. It's your first, let's zoom in there a little bit too, so we can get a nice big look at this guy. So yeah, now I'm raising Wergarurumon, like, oh, let's look at his name, huh? Yeah, there he goes. Wergarurumon, look at that, it's in English, isn't that freaking wild? Love it. English device. Oh, and it adds, okay, that actually was a question I had. Will it add the X at the end of them? And yes, it in fact does add the X at the end of them, because a lot of times the Digimon don't get listed with the X at the end, or even some of their other attributes like Agumon Black will sometimes just be Agumon. But in this case, boom, it's got the X listed at the end of there. Not that I don't know if anyone else actually cared to know that, but I did. So there we go. So that is good to know. And yeah, we'll double check that spelling error real quick, right? Boom, it says record. How about that? It doesn't say recode anymore. All right, so everything else about this should be basically identical. So we come in here. We get that. We could have items in here too, but I haven't unlocked any yet. And we got normal and excite training. We'll just do normal, because I rolled a 1 for the day. Doing this while looking at my screen is a bad idea, because it's about a second behind. So sorry, there we go. I'll show off one of the main features. I'll actually look at the screen this time. There we go. So you can see one of the main draws of the Digital Monster X when it comes to sprite artwork is that you get little close-ups on the faces, which is something you get from the Pendulum Z's as well. The Digital Monster X did it first. The Digivice IC also did it, but in a different way. This does it for battles. So every time you battle, if you get a good shot, boom, you get to see the Digimon's face as it performs that big shot. So that's pretty freaking cool. Someone that says do excite. If I do excite, it's going to move really fast since I rolled a 1. Look at it go! Wow, I missed. We got quest mode over here, which I can't do because he's hungry. You gotta eat if you want to do your quests. This is where you can go to beat up small children and roll a Xi for the day. My daily Xi, oh, up to 7. Wow, that's lucky. So that means the battles will be easy and the experience will be high. So there we go. We got the boss is Sistermon Blanc. It's nice that it tells me that. I'm so used to not being able to read the names of these devices. It's always jarring whenever it happens. So you can come in here, do battles, get experience, and level up your Digimon to make them stronger. And as you clear areas out in quest mode, you'll be able to unlock new evolutions. When you start these devices, most of the evolutions are not achievable. And if you've seen the website, you should be able to know that. And I can show you right now, actually. Let's just bring that up real quick. This is also on my, whatchamacallit, my video about the differences, but I'll show it off here too, just to be nice. All right, I want this screen. I want to change the properties to display the rightmost one. That's the one. Okay. Now you're fighting a Harrismon? Absolutely not. You're not going to beat up any more children right now. Get out of that. Okay, so put that above that. Boom. All right, so here's the guide, right? So as you can see, there's a lot of Digimon in this guide right now, but if I was to put this where I am right now, so we're in Area 1, then bam, the guide adapts and is now much, much smaller. So there's only 2 children, 3 adults, 5 perfects, and so on and so forth that we can get on this device if we've only begun. In fact, if I take off these two things, boom, I can't even get to Super Ultimate right now. When you first start up your device, you can't even get to Super Ultimate. So you got to be able to clear more areas. So like, let's say I get to area 15, I have more options for evolution. And those stick. Once you clear an area, it's cleared forever. So that means any future Digimon you raise, if the current one dies, the next one doesn't have to clear those areas too, because you already did it. What this means is that you don't need to worry about going through the whole thing on your first run. Instead, just kind of play it casually, get to the end of it, and with your whatever ultimate Digimon you get, clear out as much of the quests as you can, and then your next run, boom, you can do the same thing entirely again and get completely different results. That is one of my favorite things about the Digital Monster X, is the first few runs are just magical that way. So the rest of the runs are also great too, because as you can see, friggin' these Digimon go in every single direction. If you've only played the Digital Monster version 20th, you know how when you get to adult, it's like, well, I know what perfect I'm getting. On this one, I got Leomon X here. Leomon X can become Severomon X, he can become Metal Greymon X, Metal Tyrannomon X, Yatagaramon. You can become any one of those. And I love that. I love how much more variance there is on this device when it comes to evolution. So that is that over there. So let's turn off that screen. Back to you. Whoa, I forgot you were so big. That scared me. Hopefully that wasn't a jump scare for anybody else but me. All right, double checking chat. What are you saying? Pre-ordered version Red X, will it be in English as well? Heck yeah, as long as you pre-ordered it from like Amazon or something, it'll be in English. Lucky 7, heck yeah. Do I know a guide on how to access the debug mode for the Pendulum Z? I didn't make a guide for it, but it's the same as every other device. Any modern device from Japan, not from America, any Japanese modern device, you just take it apart. On the screen side of the board, there is a little connection called JP1. You fill that in with, I use a soldering iron. Some people make it work with pencil. I'm also trying out something new tonight. I'm trying out a conductive pen that has like this conductive silver ink. So we're going to see how that works on a device where it probably wouldn't work anyway. But once you connect those, and bam, you get debug mode going on. But it doesn't work on American devices because they disabled that feature because American whatchamacallums manufacturers didn't want kids messing with it in that way for somewhat good reasons, probably because of that time that I made it so you didn't have to buy every pendulum. That was fun. All right, how did I get mine? Because Entertainment Earth delivered early, which is great. English version is stronger than Japanese, just the same. Should be just the same. We are going to be doing a test to make sure that the codes that output from this are identical to the Japanese version, so we will be making sure of that. Reminds you of World 1. That is a favorable way to put it. There are a way to pre-order from Canada. There is a link to Entertainment Earth on the Hatchery server in the How to Buy channel. If you are in the Hatchery server, go to How to Buy. There's its whole post for just the Digital Monster X English. There's a bunch of buying options right there. If you're not in the Hatchery server, why the heck not? That link is in the description. Go join right now. Sometimes if you are new to Discord, you may have to verify, but that's easy enough. Get in there, verify it, and start chatting with folks who have these as well. Leomon is a true bro, absolutely. Can't check to see with the, oh yeah, I'll be checking to the Diabomon X glitch, absolutely. Do you think they made it so the ultimates live longer? I do not think that they made it so they live longer. So they will, if they Evo fail, they will likely die still pretty quick, because after, yeah, that's 48 hours. After 48 hours, they will begin to die. X's are your favorite? Awesome, mine too. Can unlock extra area with an English version with the Japanese version? Almost definitely, and I think that's a great thing to test right now, shall we? So let's take, we have the red right here, right? So there is a way to unlock a area SP by connecting the version XA with the version XB. And right now, we don't have that unlocked. We'll just verify that. We'll go over to the trophy. And we see we only have area 1, right? So we're going to battle Regularmon X against Sound Test. No, we're not. We're going to load a Digimon up on that real quick. Oh, didn't mean to move the focus, too. There we go. Gosh, that screen is so bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and reset you. And we'll just pick any random Digimon. It doesn't matter. Harrismon, you are lucky Digimon of the day. Now, I'm presenting this as if I don't know the answer. I do know the answer because I know how these things work. I haven't tested this yet. I haven't seen anyone else test it yet, but this is, for all intents and purposes, these are the same devices. Or the same series of devices, I should say. So anything that worked in the Japanese versions is going to work over here. So we're going to go to the connection battles on both. We're going to choose X on both. We're going to roll the Zai, we're going to hit the little pillar thingies, and I'm not going to really care which ones I hit. Awesome. I got perfect on both. All right, and we're gonna connect them. Hit the button. A battle will ensue. As you can see, English, Japanese versions completely compatible with each other battle-wise. This does mean the battle system is unchanged and continues to work, so I don't even need to pull a code to find that out. It's the same. Everything's the same. You can see that the shots being fired from both sides are, well, you can't see it anymore because Wigurumon just won. But yeah, they're the same. So if we now go to the quest mode, boom, there's Area SP. Same thing on the Japanese device. Oh, he needs to roll for a moment. What are you going to roll there? Area SP. Bam. Easy peasy. So, yes, anything that worked with the Japanese devices will work with English devices, and they are entirely interchangeable with one another. Now, I did see another question pop up there. Can you unlock anything by connecting this to the Digital Monster version 20th? You cannot. The only way these two can battle is via the other option, which uses a very simplified battle system that does not send over any kind of special sequences within the code. And if you want to know more about the code, I've got a whole document of that in the modding V-Pet section. Or is it in modding V-Pets? I don't know. It's somewhere on the Hatchery server. There's a whole document on the code. But either way, it doesn't send over any unique information that would allow for something to unlock. So you cannot use this to use as one of the 5 unique connections for this device. Not possible. And you cannot use this to unlock Area SP on this. It's a bummer, I know, but it is just unfortunately not possible. All right, so let's catch up with chat here. Ugh, so many of you. That is so amazing. Holy cow. There's a lot of Digimon fans. I love this. I love this. Let me tell you, if I would never have seen this many lovers of Digimon before I joined this community, and I love that. I am very glad to be able to be a part of this now, because like when I was growing up, like there were a few other people that had Digimon pets, but then we got into middle school, no one had them anymore at that point, and after then, I never saw another person in real life with one, so being able to be with a bunch of people that actually like these things, it's huge for me. That is huge. Friggin' love it. Close-up animations is beautiful. Absolutely. I like how you prefer the XA roster, but you chose a Digimon from XB. Yeah. It was for demonstrative purposes. What is Evo fail? It looks like that got answered. It just means that your Digimon didn't qualify for evolution. What does it mean that you have to defeat 1 plus 6 from Metal Gear Man X? So what that means, you get out here. You're not the one who needs to be in focus right now. So if you look in your stats, right, you're going to see right there, there's a number 5 right there. 5 is the evolutionary stage in this case, and that means it's a perfect level. Or if you are more familiar with the English dub, then it would be the ultimate level, which is confusing because stage 6 in Japanese is ultimate, but in English is mega. So to avoid confusion on that, anytime that the evolutionary stage is important, I will say stage 5, stage 6, etc. So if I say stage 6, that means the Japanese ultimate or English mega. So in order to achieve evolutions that on the chart say defeat 1 plus stage 6 Digimon, you have to go into quest mode. It won't work with connection battles, it only works in quest mode. And you have to defeat any Digimon that is a stage 6 or higher. So for example, Platinum Numemon is pretty easy to kill because it's pretty weak. So that's a stage 6 that you can easily kill with even an adult level Digimon. So that's what that's all about. It's very important to do that in some cases because some Digimon can only be achieved that way, which really threw me off when testing the version XB originally, because I could not, or was it XA? I don't remember. One of the two, I could not for the life of me figure out how to get Refleezamon on it, and eventually Bandai actually revealed the secret condition of defeating stage 6 Digimon, and bam, that opened up a whole ton of things. So, and it makes things a lot more complicated for making guides, that is for sure. Okay, what else we got here? Boop, 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 boop. A lot of words. A lot of words. A lot of words. Again, sorry if I do not get to your comments. Did I make Digimon? Yes, I definitely made Digimon. I should say, when I was in middle school, I did do my own little fan Digimon line. It really sucked. It was at least imaginative somewhat, but like, I don't know. It wasn't that good. Surprisingly enough, one of the forms was similar to Raiji Ludomon, if you care to know that, but I'm not going to go much more into it because it was drawn by a middle school kid, and I certainly do not have those pictures anymore. Stock will not run out anytime soon. That is correct. You can pretty much just get these. At some point, you'll be able to get them off the shelf at a store if you're in the right country. The right country. I don't mean that. I shouldn't have said it that way. If you are in a country which sells these devices, I should say. All right. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. That is very sweet. I'm glad to hear that. One of my favorite things is that by doing this, I've been able to expose a lot more people to these wonderful, wonderful pets. Because they're a blast. I love them. They're so much fun. And even amongst Digimon fans, there's still a lot that just don't know about what these pets really are, even though they're like where the whole series came from. So for those of you that I got into this, that makes me feel great. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, so we're going to sending Cat Modified Omegamon X. Oh man, good luck. Can I unlock SP area if I connect Japanese? Yes. We just tested that, and it does unlock. Shut up, X John. All right, so I don't think there's anything inside the device really we need to check beyond one major thing. Or not inside the device, but as far as using the device goes. Because the operations, I covered all that in another video. I don't want to go too far into the operations on this. I will tell you right now, one of the changes that everyone will love is the fact that you can just do this. There you go. Freeze. That's it. Once it's in the freezer, your Digimon is literally frozen in time. It will not age. It will not get hungry. It will not lose strength. It will just stay that way until you decide to unfreeze it. So, bam, you got a pause. I know the Digital Monster version 20 didn't have a pause. You could technically just hit the reset button, and that was basically pausing it, but this is a much better way to pause the device. So there you go. Let's get you. Well, actually, we don't need to get you back up because we're going to be replacing you right now. So we're going to go back into demo mode here, and we're going to go in, and we're going to choose the king itself, the overlord of the old digital world, the one who will destroy everything. Look at all these friendly faces. There he is. Diablamon X. Alright, so for those unaware, Diablamon X was very interesting in the first wave of the Digital Monster X, and that is because it has a high base power level, and I'll tell you what that is right now. Let's get him back up here on the guide. So Diablamon X's power level is 220. Alright, and if you're familiar with how coding works, you'll know that a lot of people store... Well, not a lot of people. In general, computers store things in a certain number of bits, meaning a series of zeros and ones. And so Diablamon's power and every other power in the world of modern Digimon pets is stored in 8 bits. And 8 bits can equal up to 255. There's 256 values. Usually they start at 0 and go up to 255. So Diablamon X has a base power of 220. If you level it up to maximum, to level 10, it gets plus 30 to a power buff, so that makes it power of 250. And if you have it at max strength, that gives you plus 16 power on the Digital Monster X version 1. So it is now at 266 power, which is obviously too high for 8 bits. The maximum you can go is 255. It goes up to 266. So on the device, it would look like a much smaller number. I think it was 10, something like that. I don't know. No, smaller. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number that it would become. But at first you may think, okay, so does that make Diablamon incredibly weak? And no, it does not. It makes a strange glitch occur wherein whichever device initiates the battle is the one that will win in a connection battle. And I don't know why that is. I'm assuming it's some kind of failsafe. I don't know if it's an intended failsafe because later versions of the X corrected this. On the X2, it's impossible to go above 255 because there's no combination that does that. And on the X3, while you can get a combination that would equal higher than 255, there is a hard cap, so that if anything would go higher than 255, it would just still register as 255. So that's what we're going to find out right now. We're going to see how strong Diablamon X is. So right now, it doesn't have... Well, it's at full strength, so it's getting plus something right now. I shouldn't have done that. Oh wait, no, demo mode did. I didn't feed it. Demo mode feed it. Also, what does it show up as? Diablamon X. So yeah, it's using the original, or the normal English name, not Diablamon X as I keep saying, because I'm more used to that name. So we're going to do a battle with this. We're going to grab a Digirom from my super secret special Digirom website that I'm not telling you about, but that you can easily find if you're on the online server. And we're going to get a... Yeah, we'll just get a connection battle for this little Agumon right here. That'll work. Okay, so in my communicator software, I am plugging that in. Grab the communicator right here. Put it up on the board. Look at those wires. Beautiful wires. Alright, Diablamon, let's get you into a battle and see what happens. Let's see if this glitch still exists. So it should be, it's 220, and then it's plus 2, no, whatever, that part doesn't matter. So plus 16, so it should be at 236 right now if everything is still the same. So let's go ahead and just see. Wait for it to send the battle code. There it goes. Alright, so what I've just done is while I've initiated a battle, I've also grabbed the battle code that it just gave me, and I've got a little calculator over here that I use to find out what it tells me. By calculator, I mean Google spreadsheet that takes apart the code and tells me what it is. So I'm just going to plug that into that. I'm not going to bring that up on screen because it's just a mess of formulas and stuff. Screw it, I'm bringing it up on screen because today is a good day to do weird stuff like that. Why not? Alright, middle screen. Boom. There it goes. Look at all this beautiful, beautiful nonsense. Alright, so we're going to paste the code right here. I like to do it in here just to make sure it's plain text. Yep. There we go. Copy it, paste it. Alright. So, code pasted. And we're going to go to the DMX section right down here. And we're going to go over to power. There it is, 246. That's not right. 246. Didn't I just say his base power is 220? Or is it 230? The heck? There's something I'm confused about here? 220. Oh boy. Is this calculation incorrect? Let's just verify that with a quick little calculator. All right, let's just verify that hex code to make sure it's not off. All right, no, binary. So binary, let's do 111 246. Well, that's not what I expected to see. Wait, oh no, hold on. Okay, no, good news everybody. I'm just stupid and forgot something. Demo mode starts you off at level 3. Crisis averted. Okay, so let's just verify that on the device real quick here. Let's get the screen out of here. Demo mode starts you at level 3. That's what it is. Okay, cool. So, important first note though. Important first thing we learned is that the power bonus is still 16. It did not change. On the version X2 and the version X3 devices, the power bonus is plus 15 when you are at full strength. So that is different. And if we go back to the guide here, let's just pull up the manual. I'll verify it with you here. So if we go down to leveling up, we can see that the level 3 bonus is power plus 10. So 220 plus 10 plus 16, 246. That all checks out. So that's interesting to me. I would have thought that it would be plus 15 like the later devices, since it was using a newer version of the firmware, but it looks like that may have not been firmware related. That may have just been device related. So, okay. Interesting. So now the thing we got to do is we need to take this here Diablemon X, and we need to give him maximum level over here. So that's actually really easy to do on this device because I cheat. Are we still in demo mode? Can't feed him? Yeah, we're still in demo mode. So I do see a question there. How do you access demo mode? And to access demo mode, oh, there you go. So it's hold A and C and then press reset in this case. All right, so let's get that in there. Give him some food. Well, let's see. He's probably. Oh yeah, no, he's at minimum strength now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why am I doing that? I have this. Oh, I don't have that. I'm used to debug mode giving you all the items, so. Okay, now you may be wondering, how long the heck is this going to take to level him up? And it's actually not going to take that long at all, because I just go in here, and we go to... No, wait, no, I'm not in debug mode. That's going to take me forever. We're not testing this right now. I can't test that live. Oh my gosh. All right, is there any way... Well, that'll be a good time to find out if we can access the true debug mode, so... Because we can't actually get Diablemon X to level 10 right now. That'll take me a minute, so I'm going to have to answer that question later on, because otherwise we'll be grinding for, like, an hour. I don't want to do that, because I don't have any later areas unlocked. I've only got the original ones, and those won't do any good. There's no way to cheat it. So, okay, so we'll find that out. We'll find out if he's... But so far, it's looking like, yeah, the overflow issue might still be there, since this is plus 16 power and not plus 15, meaning that they may have not corrected that. So we will find out. All right. So what are people saying right now? What are people talking about? Boop, boop, boop. What screen difference? They look the same to me. Massive screen difference. I'll put them up here again. There you go. That is not a trick of the light. That is just how different they are. Okay, okay. You got mail. It's such a good line. It's so terrible and such a good line. The evolution charts you made for the Japanese X's still apply to new English X's. Yes, absolutely they do. Those have not changed between the devices. Again, I technically haven't checked, but they haven't changed. Surprised none of the Digimon animes have ever used overflow as a plot device. I know, there's so much more they can get into with like the whole computer terminology type of thing. Make it like the old Reboot. Anyone else watch Reboot back in the day? I freaking love Reboot. Someone pooped. I have a lot of devices out. Actually, it's probably this one right here. No, that one's on the splash screen, so it's definitely not that one. It's one of these like several thousands of others that I have. No, 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 no. Is it you? Yes. The last one I checked. Found it. Crisis averted again. Okay. Be doing my translations dirty. I'm so sorry. +6 made it all other ultimates obsolete. It is bummer, especially because there's not as many super ultimates as there are ultimates on these devices. So it's like you have a lot of variety in ultimates and then just a couple of the super ultimates. It gets better later on. The version 3 devices had a huge number of super ultimates, which was fantastic. And they all be knights, which I'm not like super freaking stoked about, but still better than nothing. Do you think the X's will rub off? Probably not. As you can see, my one here is pretty good. My red one, my original red one, not this red X, but my translucent red Digital Monster X2 is awful. The X on that one's awful. So you'll see it in some of my videos for sure. I'm not going to show it off right now, but yeah. Did they buff the broken Digimon? No, thankfully not. I was just confused. So you don't have to open it. Not to get into demo mode, no. No, you do not. This means we'll get DMX2 good screens. Oh, that would be so good. Oh my gosh. An English DMX2 with a good screen would... that would be my favorite device. Absolutely. As long as it comes in some good colors. Give me a blue one. If I can get a blue DMX2 with the XC roster, oh man, I'd be in heaven. Holy cow. I'll buy every color of that. Is there not over 100 new Digis on the English devices? That was a mistake on Bandai's Twitter. That was a mistake on Bandai's Twitter. There are 45 Digimon on this device. We confirmed it as we went through demo mode through the Digimon picker. There were not over 100. There are 45 between both versions. You can raise 30 Digimon on the XA roster and 30 Digimon on the XB roster. So that's unfortunate. Bandai Twitter does not get all the information they need. They think that this device is just another Digital Monster version 20th, and it's not. So that was a very confusing thing. So, kind of tired, almost 3 a.m. Dang, I'm surprised you stayed up this late. Glad you can make it. You have a good night. These devices have any new Digimon added? There's a bunch of new Digimon. Yeah, like, there's, are there any repeated from the Digital Monster version 20th? No. No, there's not. Well, no. Yeah, no. So, these are all new Digimon that weren't on the Digital Monster version 20th. So, they were, of course, not new when they came out originally in 2019. I mean, they did come out in 2019, so they were new then, but they're not new anymore. But they are different, at least, from the version 20th. Please get the Pendulum 20th. Yes, please do. Please do. Shell swap, even if no. Shell swaps are going to be pretty easy with this device, too. I'll tell you that right now. How am I doing tonight? I'm doing great. We're having a party over here. All right, screwdriver. Right here. We're opening the baby up. We're doing it. We're going to open it on up. We're going to open it on up. We're going to... we're going to take this away. No, not the exposed desk. Where am I going to put this? This is going on the floor. Okay. All right. Let's get that focus on there. That's better. Get these wires out of the shot. I don't want these wires. I don't want this thing in there. I want just the beautiful wood desk. All right. So we're going to open this up and we're going to... Oh yeah, brightness warning, by the way. This is definitely a lot lighter. And we're going to do that. We're going to take out the battery. Oh, hello. I see something I like already. Oh, look at that. That is a cherry red board. Oh, man. I love it. Oh, my gosh. It is not that color on the Japanese version. I can tell you that right now. So, oh, that's right. English devices have very sturdy screws in there. Holy cow, that took some effort. This is true on the version 20th as well. The Japanese ones are much easier to screw out. Alright, we're just going to leave the screw right there. But yeah, the multicolored boards, they started doing that on the X2s to make them look better when they're translucent. And I love it. They look super nice. Okay, that one will get the rest of the way out in just a second. Man! These guys are just really in there. Use the... There we go. Loosen it up. Loosen up the last one here. I mean, good. I'm glad to see that they're continuing to make these things as sturdy as possible. Blue board for the XB roster, maybe? I believe that it would be... What just happened? Oh, Blastoise attacked again. That scared the crap out of me. The thing does not like to steady itself. Okay, there we go. Now the nice thing that I love about English devices is that I don't have to worry about freaking tearing the speaker off, because as you can see, the speaker is once again attached directly to the board. Alright, let's go to zoom in on this guy, see if there's anything. Oh, that's as far as I can zoom, huh? Alright. There we go. Alright, yep, there's a bunch of things on there. Oh, look, 8A00, so that matches the version number on there. Manufacturer, the board was, or I guess the board design is finished in December, so cool. So it's been known about for a while, and yeah, nothing of particular interest on this side, but that's to be expected. But as you can see, the speaker is still there. This also means that the board design is the same as the Digital Monster version 20th, so if you want to swap these around, do so to your heart's content. Alright, so we got 4 screws that we need to do here, 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 and here. So let's get those out of there. Hopefully these ones are a little less resistant, and they are. Great. Now, there's a good chance we'll see a JP indicator on this back. I am expecting to see JP2, but I'm not expecting it to do anything if I fill it in. You know what the heck? They finalized this on Christmas Eve. What a strange time to do it. You should be eating turkey that night. Okay, so let's just go ahead and yoink. Push that out. Okay, get that focus in. Alright, I do see the JP4. Alright, it's JP4, I guess it's doing the version. And it looks kind of like it's been shaved off a little bit. So I'm willing to bet that filling this in won't actually do anything, but we are certainly going to try. Now, the next obvious question, is there anything under the board or anything under the buttons? And the answer to that is likely going to be no, but I have to make sure I check just to be safe. So let's just gently take off those buttons. And yep, it's just the buttons themselves. Oh, look, there's the number 4! And then the screen. There we go. There's the version number again. And a bunch of C connections, nothing that interesting. That's all pretty basic stuff for these devices. So I'm going to carefully put that right there for the moment. I'm going to put the screen back. Oh, that's nice. They have a little arrow showing you which way is up. Not that I need that, because there's a lot of other things that help you know which way is up as well. Alright, so we got that back. Who's trying to battle at a time like this? Remember, your X's have random encounters. Harrismon is fighting Damimon and will lose, because we're just going to let that play out. That's not what I'm interested in right now. Alright, put the buttons right back in here. Okay, so on the board. So let me get a good, nice, close look at this myself. I shouldn't just do everything right through the camera. Yeah, that's definitely JP4. So we're going to take that conductive pen that I showed off a bit ago. And there it is right there. Boom. And we're going to just try filling that in there real quick. So let's just take this. If you can give me a little bit more light there. Thank you. I swear, if this actually like works, this conductive pen, that is going to be so much better than soldering. And I will highly recommend them to everybody. But I'll have to test it on a device where I know making the connection would work. Okay, so that's a solid connection right there. I'll let you guys verify. There we go. So you can see JP4 has been completely bridged. So we're going to throw this back into the device. We're going to do that. Plug the cap back on our pen. Okay, so step 1. Put this face down. Now, I'm doing surprisingly well for doing this mostly through the camera. Why did this get so out of focus? There we go. Okay, screw it back together. I use changing attire rules for this. I do them across from each other. I don't tighten them all the way. And then once all 4 are in, I do the rest of the tightening. Not gonna lie, this music is pretty good for freaking taking electronics apart. It sounds like that, right? Exactly what you would hear in a movie. For this type of scene. It'd be a really crappy movie. If this is what you were watching on it. Okay, so as of right now, to keep you up to date, JP1 was not found on here. This means that there is likely no way to activate debug mode, which is what we expected. We knew that there was no way to do it on the version 20th devices, so there was no reason to well, the English ones. So there's no reason to suspect that this English device would be able to do it either. Alright, those are all screwed in nice and tight. I'm going to put the back on. We're not going to forget the keychain like I often do. We're not going to put it on backwards either. There we go. We've got 2 of the screws still in that back. Let's start with those. Can't hear any music. Oh, you're going to assume it's the home improvement theme. I'm fine with that. Do people still think about home improvement? I think about it from time to time, that's for sure. Alright. Let's pick that up so I can do the rest of the tightening up here. And there we go. Two, 3, 4. All right, last step. Plug the battery in, screw it in. Now, what should we expect to see if this worked? If this worked, we should see the opposite roster. There should be a big blue on the screen right now. So here comes moment of truth. Is there a big blue on the screen? There's nothing on the screen. Digimon X. Red! It did not work. Alright, that was to be expected. I did not think this would work, but this once again confirms that not only is there no debug mode, but there is no way to version switch between devices. So yeah, still version 8A00, no debug. There you go. So, sorry to disappoint. That's what I expected would occur. I secretly hoped that wouldn't be what occurred, but it is what occurred. Alright, ooh, that's in need of some focus. There we go. Alright, so that answers that question. So let's go look through the chat here. Let's see if it... And this is a good time because we're close to the end of what I need to show off. So at this point, any questions that anyone has, that anyone wants answered, would be very welcome, so I can get those taken care of. There's Alphamon and Digimon 20th. There is. There's Alphamon in this too. Well, wait, no, you're right. You're responding to what I was saying earlier. That's true. They did reuse one Digimon from the version 20th, didn't they? I totally didn't think about that. Desk reveal. I know it's beautiful, isn't it? Sexy board. Yeah, it is. Blue board for the XP. I can at least take the battery off and take a look, can't I? Because we haven't actually opened the XP yet. I should do that still, huh? What's the music playing in the background? I'm just playing on Pretzel, which is just a bunch of royalty-free music that I can play without getting taken down, which is great. Right now we're listening to Data Rhythm from Abstraction. So that's pretty cool. It's a chill EDM station. Casual Blastoise attacks. Yeah, he's gone. I'm not putting him back up. He's done for the night. Does it have X3 and X2 Digimon? Nope, it sure does not. Blastoise mad because you playing Digimon. Yes. Alright, I can slash and dot. Hey! We got people who know Reboot. December 24th, what do you know? Is a speaker being attached to the board related to the lower volume? Very likely partially responsible for that. The speakers between the Japanese and English version are also very different models of speakers. So the speakers being used in the Japanese ones just might also be naturally louder, but them not being connected to the board so that the sound can more easily transmit, since, you know, sound travels faster in a solid than it does in a gas, so that's likely part of the reason, because there's not as much solid to go through as there is on the Japanese. So I would say it's a combination, if anything. Which device is the rosters from X1, 2, 3, or what? So you want to what I would recommend right away, if you're still referring to these as versions 1, 2, and 3 in general, don't anymore. Let's put a Digimon on the screen so I don't just stare at this version number for a while before I continue all these statements. Load. Let's put Garurumon back up here. Who is not on this device. Actually, that's misleading. I should probably change that too, huh? Let's do that so that no one's like, oh, you can get Garurumon on that device. I saw it from a guy on YouTube. I don't want to be accused of such things. We'll just we'll put, where's Tyrannomon X? We'll put Yoshi on here. There's Yoshi. Everyone say hi to Yoshi. Oh, everyone say hi to the Zyril and then say hi to Yoshi in that order. There we go. All right. So yeah, you want to start reverting these by their actual internal version numbers. XA, XB, XC, all the way through XF. And that's going to make your life a lot easier. And if you're not sure what those version numbers are, which why would you be? That's why we have this page. Let's pull this up so that you can see what's on it. If we go to the versions and exclusives page under Digital Monster X, which if we're on, I'll show you from the main page too. Right there, right at the bottom, versions and exclusives. You go there and you'll immediately know what version you have. So XA, hey look, there's my device right there. Boom! So we know, okay, this has these exclusive Digimon. What else does XA have? Well, if we scroll down, we can see XA and XB also contain all these. And if we go a little bit further down, XA and shares these with those, and these with those, etc., etc. So you can keep going until you see every Digimon that you want. Or you could just look at these, go back to the evolution guides, and see what your roster is in total for that device. But this shows you which ones are exclusive to these devices. So right now we have versions XA and XB released in English. So that's the two on the right of each side. And then versions XC through XF are still only in Japanese. That has not changed. So that is that screen there. Yoshi, come back. On Christmas Eve, 3 wise men visited Bondi and revised Digimon X to the West. That's exactly what happened. Pendulum commercial, turkey, drink wine on Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's classic. How are the screens? Screens are great. I can see them really easily. No complaints about the screens whatsoever. They look great. JP4 is already connected by default. If I recall from the last time I took apart the English version 20th, it should depend, because that would be one of the version indicators in most cases. So like it's hard to say because it didn't look connected there, but it could be now, and it shouldn't be connected in order to make the versions work on some of these some of the version 20 devices. So I don't know. I don't know exactly why it's even visible, but it doesn't do what I would expect it to do. So yeah, in this case, it could also be connected inside too, like you're saying. So no debug mode. Nope. Yeah, Flux is a little sloppy. How much for this English DMX version? 20 USD. As a lot of other people said. This person just used an 8B pencil. I never got the pencil to work, so I haven't tried, again, doing that ever since. The soldering iron only takes me a few seconds. This thing, holy crap, takes me less than a few seconds. This thing is beautiful. Again, assuming it works, since I tested it on a device where it couldn't work on, but I will test that on another device at another time. The only problem will be is, how do I get this stuff off? Getting solder off is easy. Getting silver ink, I have no idea. The device is going to say you shouldn't have done that. That would be great. Does this game have Angela and Economon? Absolutely it does. Do you guys remember Angela a divorce story? I'm kind of with Billiam on that one. I'm not super sure that one was entirely real, but it's fun to think that it is. Oh, someone says it was confirmed to just be a story. I didn't know that. Isn't DMX1 now officially the newest Digimon game to be released in English? Absolutely it is. It is the latest and greatest. $7 on the Digimon V-20th on Prime Day. Wow, that's great. There used to be a possibility if you live in the US to get them from Target for $5, but Target has updated their listing finally after all this time to actually recognize that this is not a blind bag toy that should be $5. It is a virtual pet that should be $20. So the dream of the $5 V-Pet at Target is dead. I'm so sorry, everybody. Am I going to unbox white and blue? I am going to unbox green and blue. White and blue is going to stay in its box for right now for reasons that will become interesting to you at another point in time. Wink, wink. Get ready for that. Is Digimon in the Pendulum Z? No, he's there. No, Arrow Digimon is there as an enemy. Is Digimon there as an enemy? I don't remember. Either way, you can't raise them one way or the other. Any data you're planning to take from this release after the stream, like English names used here? I'm probably not going to document the English names used here to any large degree. Like, if I find any that are interesting or stupid, I'll make note of that. I will be looking more at Diablemon X and seeing if the overflow issue still exists with that at least. So we'll see. GMX have... Yeah, dip. They were using Lucemon Fall Down, though. They sure are. That is true. But you can raise them this time. It's also the same as Japan X1. On this one, yes, and you probably just saw the rest of what I just showed up there. Am I planning to buy the Digivice watch that released in Japan? If you're talking about this Vital bracelet right here, no, I am not planning on buying one because I already have that and a second one. Boom, there they go. So no, already got them. Already got a bunch of videos on them too, if you want to check those out. Still waiting to see if the Diablemon X breaks everything. We will see. I'll probably test that, like, I'll start grinding it ASAP and get to testing that as soon as I possibly can. It's a lot easier with debug mode. I missed debug mode already. I heard drilling a hole helps mitigate the sound problem. I have heard that as well. I don't want to do it, but if you are that adamant of having more sound, then by all means, definitely drill a hole. Evolution timer going to be the same as DM20th? No, the evolution timer is not the same as the Digital Monster version 20th. It has a different evolution timer. That is, if you go to the website, you go to the evolution guide for this and click on the FAQ in the bottom right, you will see the exact evolution times for this device on there. So they are somewhat the same, but also much quicker because this will age in its sleep, unlike the Digital Monster version 20th. Us Westerners too embarrassed to carry a Digimon. Whatever. I ain't embarrassed. Everyone at work's like, what's with all your Tamagotchis? And I'm like, yeah, what is with them? They're amazing. You can mute the device though. It's true. Not that I ever would. I'd be scared I would forget about it. Because if I can't hear it, you know, out of what's the equivalent word to sight? Out of hearing range, I guess. Is there a smaller word for what your ears do? Huh. Out of hear. Like if I was to say out of sight, out of mind, how would I replace the word sight with a word related to hearing? Some of you wordsmiths in the comments, figure that out for me. Because I'm certainly no wordsmith. It's my Digimon Bible site. Heck yeah. That's what it's meant to be. That's right, proudly carry your Digimon, absolutely. My guy's watching Humulus not knowing about the website. That's true. I'd be very surprised if there is anyone that doesn't know about the website. I definitely know people don't know about every aspect of it. That's easy. There's a lot of stuff on there. But if you don't know about my site and you're watching me, I would have a lot of questions as to how the heck you found me. Because I feel like the site is what I'm most known for, and the YouTube thing's like, oh, hey, that's the guy that made the website. I guess I'll watch some of his stuff. I think we might get more colors of these two before the C&D. That is a great question, and I think the answer to that is no. Reason being is because the original Digital Monster version 20th, when it released in English, it had 4 colors, which is actually a meme back in the day on the Digimon servers. Because that's how when you asked when you asked the rep on Amazon, like, hey, what versions or what Digimon are on each version, the answer that got the most attention was they are with 4 colors. which told us nothing. So there's even an emoji for that. If you type 4 colors as an emote in the Hatchery server, you will see a little emote come up with the original 4 colors. So there were 2 for version A and 2 for version B, and that's what they did here. So version XA has 2 colors, version XB has 2 colors, and I will expect that the next release will be, again, assuming there will be a next release. I can't say for sure there will be, but I assume that there will be. If there is one, then it will be the XC and XD device immediately, because that's what they did with the version 20. They did 4 colors of the first 2 versions, then did 4 colors of the next 2 versions, and then did 7 colors of various versions to bring it up to a total of 3 colors per version. Will we see 3 colors per version on this too? Probably not. I wouldn't think so, because there's 6 of these, so we'll already, if we get 2 for every single version of the Digital Monster X, we'll already have 12 colors. So I don't expect them to do a lot more than that, because that's already quite a few colors to choose from. I interpreted JP4 as just being English translation. JP4 is only an English translation on the Pendulum version 20th. On other devices, it has different purposes. So on the Digital Monster version 20th, because there are 5 version configurations, it has to use 3 JPs to figure out which version it is, because 5 does not fit into just 2 bits. So if you were to connect version JPs 2, 3, and 4 in different combinations on the Digital Monster version 20th, then you will get different versions appearing there. Now, on the X's, it's a little bit different, because while they do contain information for the other version, at least this one, the C and D and then E and F don't seem to contain all the information of each other. But if they did contain the same ones, the JP2 connection is the one I'm pretty sure that swapped them around, and JP4 is the one that was showing up on here. JP4 on the Japanese version did that do the fixed Xy roll, I want to say, like where it would always make me roll a 7? I want to say that's what it was. But either way, so JP4 just kind of does something different depending on what device it is. Reflexamon is on this device. That is true. That came from the Pendulum 20. There's a few Pen 20 mons that showed up on the Digital Monster X as well. Lick the ink. It should do the trick. Oh yeah, I should definitely lick silver ink. That seems like I'll lick a few other things maybe, but not that. I will not lick that. Actually, people talk so much. I love it. Angela Anaconda is canon to Digimon. That is correct. It is, unfortunately, canon. DMX is... Amazon has release date as July 15th. It did not change. I ordered it from Entertainment Earth, who released it earlier. Amazon will still likely be releasing your device on the day that it says it will be releasing it. Dom, no, don't fight the Yoshi. He'll kill you. Oh, gosh, I don't even understand where all this Dom stuff comes from. It came out of freaking nowhere. Oh, yeah, let's see. How are they spelling Tyrannomon? 2 N's? 2 N's, baby! Look at that. They both have Rosemon X and Reflexamon. They both have Reflexamon. Rosemon X is there as an enemy on them both. Any of these are coming to Europe? Maybe. It took them a long time to reach Europe for the version 20. And even then, they're still like only in a few random online shops in the UK. I don't know if mainland Europe ever actually got them. So which Digimon X monsters had the overflow issue? Diablemon X, Minervamon X, and Lord Knightmon X all had the overflow issue. So I'll be testing. I probably won't test all 3 of those. Just Diablemon X will be enough to tell me whether or not it will be. What is my favorite DMX1 Digimon? Great question. DMX1 rosters aren't honestly my favorite overall. And there's a lot of reused Digimon on those. If I was to pick one favorite... I don't know. It'd probably be Wargreymon X. Like, I'm not a big fan of regular Wargreymon or like the main pro tags in general, but I really like the Wargreymon X design. When I compare it between a Porsche, a very nice car. That's what I think Wargreymon of is a Porsche, but I don't much care for Porsches. Whereas Wargreymon X is a Lamborghini, like a Murcielago or something like that, where it's got the like freaking just the straight edges with the sharp corners. It looks beautiful. So. Yes, that's how I consider Wargreymon X. I love the sharp edges on it. I loved it when I got my original Pendulum X. I just immediately fell in love with it. So Wargreymon X is probably my favorite mon on there, as basic as that might sound. But who are even the new X Digimon on there? Renamon X is new. Tyrannomon X is new. Tyrannomon X is and then Sletmon X is new. But Oh, and Sakuyamon X. Yeah, I would say War Greymon X is my favorite, and of the new ones, none of them. I don't like the new X's for the first X versions. I like them on later ones, like Wizardmon X, for example. Love Wizardmon. New Maymon X, beautiful. The X2 and X3 is where I really start getting into this stuff. Okay, sound. Sound is out of sound, out of mind. That kind of works, I guess. I'll accept that one. Out of sound, out of mind. We'll go with that. Out of earshot. That's actually a good one there. Out of earshot, out of mind. That's the best one I've heard so far. All right, we'll go with that. Out of earshot, out of mind. Look like I'm 12, so no one will bat an eye if I play them. That's true. I was playing with these when I was 12 and 13 and... Oh, no, not 13. 13 was the dark year. 14... Yes, 14 I got back into them with the Tamagotchi connection. And then, yeah, there you go. Out of bananas, out of mind. I like that one too. That one's also very good. This does look like Gumdramon, I'm not gonna lie. Gumdramon is unfortunate that it still hasn't appeared on a normal V-Pet. I think did it appear on the Cross Mini? It has to have, right? Did it? Maybe it didn't. I don't remember. And I haven't done a video on that yet, so I haven't studied it hard enough to know, but yeah, it's that's definitely a Gumdramon color device, absolutely. YouTube shows me first for Digimon V-Pet. Heck yeah, I'm winning. Found the YouTube channel first. Really? You found... That's surprising. Okay. That is surprising to me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even get any at Target. I'm so sorry. I got a few. Anywhere I go, if I do see a Digital Monster 20th for sale, and there's more than one of them, I'll buy one. Just because I do. Because I give them away, like, all the time to people. Also, that's another hint that you may want to keep an eye on. And that's all I'm saying on that for right now. Stay tuned. And not today though. Stay tuned like a few days from now, like next week. What are the different colors with the other 4 DMXs? Me too, especially with the color of the X's, because they can't do blue and red again, and they can't do gold and silver for both of the next ones. So I am curious as to how that will work. Pendulum or X is the best. I like the Digital Monster X more than I like any Pendulum. There, I said it, and that's a big statement for me because I love pendulums. Lick the DMX. All right. There you go. Just so you can see. Yes, it is. You can see the translucency of this. Well, actually, it doesn't really show up in camera there, but I did lick it. I'm not joking. It just did. So tasted like plastic. Doesn't taste like a Switch card at least, so that's good. I just ordered these. Mine are showing up on the 19th-ish. Heck yeah. Fast and Furious 9. I have not seen any of the millions of Fast and Furious movies. Does it have online battle or just local? Technically local only, but if you have a device like one of these, or if you have a prettier one, let's zoom out so you can actually see it. Other people make prettier ones. I made this myself, and this is the best I can do, so whatever, don't judge me. You can actually connect to battle people online. We have a tournament going on right now, even, for the current hatch, that I will be participating in with my Regalicusmon. How's Regalicusmon doing, by the way? You still good? You still the freaking best ultimate on the Deep Sabers? Heck yeah, you are. So yeah. So while Bandai didn't have an online mode, we, the fans, made one. So that's how that works. It's a lot went into that, and well, I did play a part, and I played a small part in it, just coming up with a little bit of the code to interpret the signals that come through. But that was also based on someone else's work, and there's a lot more into it than that. Circuitry eludes me entirely. So it was a lot of really smart people made that happen, and I love it. I think we'll get a dub for the X Evolution movie. Nope. I don't think anyone. I don't think it'll ever be something that Bandai of America would ever even think of considering. Have you seen the Digimon Amplified model kits? Yes, my wife has built the War Greymon one, which is beautiful. She has the Metal Garurumon that's in our storage unit right now. When we move into the new house, she will be building that, and that's at the end of the month. Yes. Well, we'll not be moving in at the end of the month. We're going to be closing at the end of the month, and we'll be moving in a few weeks after that because we got to do some painting and some prepping for the house before we move all our furniture into it. So, super looking forward to that. But yes, once that happens, she'll build the Metal Greymon. I'm sorry, the Metal Garurumon, and the which one? The Mugendramon. She's also got Mugendramon, so she likes those model kits. I like looking at them when they're done. I don't do model kits myself, but she's a fan of them. Can't believe they gave Rise Greymon an X without giving the rest of its... Bandai really loves Rise Greymon. Like, you may have noticed it was also on the Pen 20 by itself for no particular reason. 13, the cursed year. I feel like that's true for a lot of people, by the way. I'm sorry to any 13-year-olds who may be listening. Also, what the heck are you doing here? How did you know about Digimon? But yeah, when you're 13, life is confusing and awkward. And yeah, I don't look back on when I was 13 fondly at all. So, and Frontier didn't help. Arrested Dramon on the Pen 20. Oh, okay, so yeah, no, Gumdramon was not on the Cross Mini. So thank you, everyone else who remembers things better than I do. I just bought the 20th anniversary. Didn't know about the extra releases then, sadly. Well, that's okay, because now you got a 20th to spend time with. Once you've done a significant amount of time with that, if you feel like you want more, boom, these are here to buy. Is design compatible with other V-Pets? Yes, you can battle any other V-Pet. Why don't I show that off real quick? Where'd my, there you are. I haven't shown off battling with another device. Let's load this back up. So if I come in here at my Tyrannomon, and Tyrannomon goes to battle, goes to, not 20th, it goes to other. And we choose Tyrannomon, and on this device, let's zoom out a bit there, shall we? Tyrannomon, oh my gosh, it's Tyrannomon X. I didn't even plan that. Go to other. Go to other. Battle them up. And there they go. Tyrannomon X versus Tyrannomon. Who will be victorious? Wow, the graphics look so much better on the Digital Monster X. I never noticed that. Like, there's just this wimpy little OK on the 20th, which is from the original, but they went all out with the sprite work on the X, and I would say the Pendulum as well. Look at that. You can't beat the X form. What were you thinking? As if it was your choice for me to put you there. I like how Tyrannomon X goes from being like the upright kind of Godzilla kind of T-Rex, like the way we used to look at T-Rexes, and is now like the more hunched over type that we know they actually were like. I like that little touch there. Why are the Cross Minis so cheap compared to the other minis? You want my honest opinion on that? Because I think you can probably guess what I would say. Gumdramon hasn't appeared on any device. Not even the crossloader? What the heck? Why do they hate Gumdramon so much? I don't even know if I hate Gumdramon. I've never actually watched the series that it's from. I watched the first few episodes of Cross Wars Season 1, and I'm like, nope, I'm done. So, never tried Young Hunters or the Hunters who jumped through time or whatever the crap everything else is called. Do I have an OC? Nah, I got a logo. That's the closest thing I've got to an OC. Numemon beat Seed Millenniumon. I agree with that. Rainbow Color DMX, that would be sick. Synonym for Gold and Silver. I mean, they could use Gold and Silver once. They just can't use it for version 2 and version 3 because it would get too confusing. Is it worth it to import a Pendulum at current prices? It is worth it, I would say, to import a Pendulum Z at current prices. Importing a Pendulum 20th, that's a deep question that you have to consult your wallet about because they are way too expensive these days. It's hard for me to say that a Pendulum 20th is worth the over $100 price tag, and in the case of the second wave, the close to $200 price tag that they are at, and it sucks. I really hope they do re-release of that at some point to drive down those prices because it's highway robbery. It's disgusting. So it's a Pendulum Z though is still a good deal. You can get them around 60 USD or less if you're looking real well on like Mercari and Yahoo Japan auctions. But if you want it simple and you go to Japan You Want or Amazon Japan, you can still get them pretty cheap at both those places. 60 USD. I know that doesn't sound super cheap when this is $20, but welcome to the world of importing V-Pets. I'd still say Pendulum Z is worth it. Pick your favorite roster. You only need one to have a good time with it, especially if you have an ACOM. Then you could unlock everything. Not that the unlocks are worth it, even, I wouldn't say. So, yeah, I definitely would say that they're worth it there. Vin Diesel should voice Agumon. Yes, sure. They're selling these on Amazon. Absolutely they are. They are on Amazon. Just search Digimon X and they pop right up. Or again, Hatchery server. The How to Buy channel has the link that you would need to get to this. You also found my channel first. That's crazy. Well, I'm glad I put up the channel then so that people are getting exposure to virtual pets that way. So I'm happy with that. Do I need to print you my ACOM cradle so you're not holding wires? Listen. I actually do have a printer. Are you selling those or do you have the model out there? Because once I hook up the printer again, I will be able to start printing things. I was modeling my own for a while. And then Trace went and made the Beta Link, which is the same idea I had, but way better. Okay, we are back to green. We are coming back. We're coming back. All right, we're coming back. All right, cool. Sorry about that, everybody. I'll tell you right now, one thing I absolutely miss about being in my own home is being able to hook up to the wired internet, because I am on Wi-Fi right now, and I don't like that. My new home, I will absolutely be having a nice wired connection right into the wall where I'll be all set. So, so continuing, let's see, where were we? Okay, yeah, there we go. So new Digimon 2020. Oh, Vin Diesel will be voicing Mimi. You people and your Vin Diesel, I swear. Top 5 ways to beat Lionel on the DMX. That'll be another video at some point. Is the device you showed for connecting online something I can buy? You can buy it. If you're in the Hatchery server, head to the approved community section. You'll find a link there for the Digimon Online server. And there they have a channel just for requesting pre-made DCOM units, DCOM and ACOM units. So you can do online battles through that. You can build your own as well. But yeah, that'd be easiest way is if you don't want to have to worry about building it, you can buy one directly from anyone in that channel. So Res Greymon also got its own promo TCG card. Oh yeah, let me tell you, I've got like 16 of those. I don't need any more. Digimon fans since 2014. Heck yeah. Bandai ever released a Digimon World Online? That would be sick. Penex cannot battle its spiritual successor. That is true. Gen 1er alert. That's me through and through. Well, I'm a Gen 2er more so when it comes to Digimon. Does DMX English have a debug mode? It doesn't! We just unfortunately found out that it does not have a debug mode, so that's a bummer. Frontier was so bad. Listen, I've already ragged enough on Frontier, so I'm not going to go any further at that statement right there. Gumdron's great, but Hunters was an unexpected season that was made as a bridge between Cross and next season, so I got very little merchant stuff. Interesting. I wonder why. Came with Digimon Chronicle X? It did not, unfortunately. There is no official English version of Digimon Chronicle X still. Frontier wasn't that bad, it was just weird. Listen, I'm fine if you like Frontier. I don't. Was initially portrayed as manipulative brat, but never looked into it aside from like episode 1. Gotcha. Good to know. I don't like those types of characters normally, so I might not like it. To dupe. Pen 20, you're buying a new Moto G. Yeah, there you go. You could get a whole new phone or a lot of other things for the price of a Pen 20. So I would recommend for most people who aren't like want to get super into this, stick with the ones that are $20. Looking forward to getting this later in the month. I'm looking forward for you to get it. Terriermon to return. That would be great. We do have at least Terriermon X that we might see if these devices continue with this series. Wormmon is always worth unlocking. I can agree with that. The O2 partners are worth the unlock. It's just Agumon and Gabumon and the hybrids. I don't think they're worth unlocking because they're dumb and don't fit in the themes at all. I paid $150 for Silver Blue Pen 20. I'm so sorry. I hate it. I hate that it's like that right now. The time we get a Pen 20 that'll localize as Pen 25. Heck yeah. Oh, that's a better price for it. Yeah, Gronko Agumon's worth it too. I'm happy with that. Bought 2 Penzis, no regrets. I bought 6, still no regrets, except for maybe the Virus Busters one. I found you by watching your brief history of V-Pets. That's really the series you got started with? That's cool. That is really cool. Just tape the connectors easier. So what I can do is I can just kind of shove them into the top here. There's like enough gap here to where they can kind of be shoved in and stuck there. So with some devices it works easier than others. Where is the link I want to buy one? If you're not on the server, then I'm going to have a link here after the show to put in the description so you can see it there. But if you are on the server, go to the How to Buy V-Pets channel. Link's right in there. There's a whole post about the digital monster X. Bought the McDonald's limited edition Penzi. It's definitely very McDonald's. I'm gonna get my first V-Pet. I'm looking forward for a DMX. Heck yeah, that is so great to hear. Thought the internet was going. I thought your internet was going bonkers. Nope, that's just mine. Just mine. Just mine. I'm gonna take the time. They're gonna release the rest of the DMXs to pick one. Oh, okay. Well, that is one way to do it. I would recommend. I will say the DMX2 is definitely worth it to get like right away. The DMX1, if you're not super interested in it, you know, you can hold off. But I think it's fun enough on its own where it is still worth a purchase. But if you're kind of hesitant, DMX2 is a great spot to start because it's got a bigger roster, more areas, lots of Digimon. But I still think there's a lot of good value in this one too, despite the smaller roster. Especially now that they're only $20. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Confusion. That is Yeah, okay, yeah. It fits your name. That is a confusing thing to read. Can you evolve a version B exclusive Digimon when you initiate it? Nope, you cannot. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. I mentioned that there was a drawback, but I didn't mention what it was, and that is it. Is that this Weregaroom X, well, no, it's a Tyrannomon X now. The Weregaroom X that I had on there before, it cannot evolve if it's on the wrong version. So even though I loaded it on here, you can't do anything with it after that point. So that's actually a great question. And yeah, there's nothing you can do to get version XB Digimon on a version XA device and raise them like normal. You can get them on there one time, you have to reset your data to do so, and it's ultimately worthless. So, there you go. Ground Quagmon is greater than Imperial. I mean, that's a given. That's absolutely a given. The stream is now longer than the first Digimon movie. Oh my gosh. Should I go to bed? Clean your poop. That's right, Regalicusmon. Was that you again? No. Who was it? Was it Harrismon? Yes, it was Harrismon. Harrismon's been cleaned. I bought 2 Pensies only for Paladin mode. Very nice. Bought Virus Buster because of the roster. Hey, yeah. It's a very fine roster as long as you like those types of Digimon, which I like fish better. So obviously I picked Deep Sabers as my most loved one. Is there a way to Jogress in the Digimon X US? Nope, there is no Jogressing on these devices. So Omegamon, for example, Omegamon X is on here, but it's just a normal evolution from Wargreymon X and also from Platinum Numemon. Spoilers, I guess. So it's just a normal evolution. You don't have to Jogress for it. There is kind of Jogressing on the X3, but not really. You do a battle to initiate a kind of Jogress between... I don't even call it a Jogress on the website, but you, if Jesmon X and Gegkumon X fight, then they become Jesmon GX. And yeah, so not really technically a Jogress, but it's Jogress-like. Oh, what channel is the Alpha Com mod? That is on Request Premade Com. Request Premade Com. That's on the online server, not on the Hatchery server. Again, that's an improved communities on Hatchery server, though. So this is marketed as New Wave DM20s. Does it work to unlock anything in US DM20s? No, it does not. It cannot unlock anything on the version 20th at all. So do not expect it to be able to do so. The best you can do is it will count as battles for evolution requirements and for unlocking some eggs, but the same eggs that would be unlocked by just doing the Colosseum, for example. So that's there's no unique unlock options for the connection exclusive eggs, unfortunately, and vice versa. You can't unlock anything on this device by using a version 20th on it. Is there a way to... Okay, I already answered that one. After you said that, it looks kind of like McDonald's. I kind of hate it now. I'm sorry. I wasn't even the one that made that up. Someone else said McDonald's first, and I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely McDonald's. I haven't seen the English X. Anything new? No. Except for the splash screen so far. Why is there no Jogress on the X's? It's so odd. It was really more of a pendulum thing, although... most devices still had, yeah, the Progress, the Pendulum X, well, those are both pendulums, but the Excel still had it too. The Excel could Jogress, so that still continued. I don't think that the Digivice IC had Jogressing, though. Did it? Beta, if you're still here, tell me if the IC can Jogress. But yeah, I guess they just didn't feel like including it for whatever reason. But I'm also kind of glad they didn't, because as much as I like Jogressing, it was, it's nice to see the branch without Jogressing. There's just, depending on how much level you get and how much care mistakes you get, or how many care mistakes you get, will entirely change your evolution routes, even without Jogressing. So I like that a lot. Would you need both versions of the Wave 3 to unlock Jesmon GX? Yes, you would. IC didn't have Jogress. Thank you, Betamon. I appreciate you knowing everything there is to know about the IC and the burst. Heading out. Dudicus, thank you for coming. I'll see you next time. Bergamon should be on the Virus Busters. I could see that, yeah. The burst lets me Jogress my Digisoul with my Digimon. It sure does. Alright, so, okay. I actually caught up with chat. Holy cow. Well, I have that rare opportunity. We need to show off the other device. I'm not going to show off really a whole bunch about it. Just what it looks like. So, there we go. Green and blue. The roster I don't like as much, but it's still perfectly fine. So we're going to cut open into this with a handy butter knife yet again. There we go. And we're going to lift that tab out using that same butter knife. There we go. Okay, let's yank this out. We got another million manuals. I will have a lot of stuff to recycle tonight. Gosh, so many manuals. Get out of here. All right, and the device itself. Let me take a minute. Wow, that is a lot more green in person. Holy cow. It's a lot more like closer to the blue side online in the pictures, but in real life, it is definitely more on the green side of teal. So there you go. Let's get it right next to the purple. I'm going to adjust the lighting again on both of these. So we're going to drop the lighting down to minimum. So that's yeah. So that's, you can see really that is a good job of showing how green it is right there. And let's switch over to, okay, that's yellow light. Yeah, yellow light doesn't help much. Under white light, it's yeah, you can see how green it is there, but not as much as I can in person. For real, it's quite green. So it's not like bright green or anything. It's just, it's still very much a teal, but it's not as blue as I thought it would be. So there you go. So that's what they look like together. And we'll just go and untab that one too. Why not? And then we're gonna have a big blue on there. Blue! All right, and we did want to see, by the way, I forgot I wanted to see this, is we want to see if it's got a blue board. Let's just take out that battery for just a moment and take a peek. All right. No? What is this? It's got a yellow board. What? Why? They've done blue boards before. The Deep Saver's Pendulum has a, well, that actually, you know, in the American version they had of the DM20, they had green boards and they had blue boards. So yeah, that's why they didn't use blue again. They're using yellow board. Sure, why not? Whatever. That's just odd. All right, so let's get you. Let's get a Digimon up on you, huh? So we have someone to look at. Demo mode activating again, and let's. Oh, I gotta screw that back on, but. Okay, so we got Tyrannomon, so that would be Rhinomon would be its counterpart. So we'll put Rhinomon on the screen. Rhinomon X. And let's screw that battery back in. Oh my gosh, it's Jordan Vega. Hit me up with a donation. Thanks, man. Also, by the way, as long as you're there, I will say, love your work. You make some beautiful shells. I didn't know you were in Orlando. Why don't we hang out sometime? They may think I'm joking, but literally, when I met Flurp online, and he told me he lived in Fort Lauderdale, I'm like, why aren't we hanging out right now? And now me and Flurp hang out like every other month. So, if I'm ever around and you want to go to Super Saiyan, let me know, because I will absolutely go to Super Saiyan for any reason whatsoever. I love that place so much. I'm in Orlando, not infrequently, so either way, thank you again. Okay, so we got both these up here. They both look, I do like these colors. All right, listen, they're weird as heck. They're 90s as heck for that matter. Like, what the heck? Look, it's not a Nickelodeon commercial over here. But it's they look nice in person. I like them. They look very different from any of the colors used on the Digital Monster, just for the shell alone, not even what accents they're using, but the green and purple being used here are very different, very unique. I love them. So, okay. Oh, we have a question here. Justmon X. Okay, so I don't have a phone number, and the Discord servers asked me to verify my number. Yes, that is a requirement. I'm sorry. I am sorry. We have this. There's been some scammers going around trying to get people to put in their Steam information, like steal their account information, which because of that, we had to take a little bit further action to get those to go away. So phone number verification is currently required, and yeah, I'm so sorry. It's if I could lower it, I would, but I cannot at the time, not without opening us up to more scams, and I don't want that, so I apologize. Justmon X is one of the Wave 1s, I believe. So, no, you cannot use Justmon X from the XA, is it on both? XA and XB, yeah. You cannot use it from the first wave of devices for the X3. It does not work. It registers it as a different Digimon entirely, basically. So you cannot use the original Justmon X from this X, nor the one from the Pendulum 20th, for that matter, in case you're interested. You have to use the Justmon X that appears on the version XF device. So, only that one will work. Would not have pre-ordered the Digimon X if your website didn't exist. Happy to hear that. Heck yeah. Bus seat color? What kind of buses do you ride? I want to see these buses. Just switch light. Yeah. Hope we're getting the glow-in-the-darks DMX. That would be cool. They know we like they know we like glow-in-the-dark devices, so we might see that. That's an orange board. Orange, yellow, whatever. I don't know. That's one of those ones. Orange is always a debatable color, I've noticed. Like, sometimes people say it's yellow, sometimes people say it's red, and other times people say it's just orange right in the middle, but it's that's a tough one. Super Saiyan, you mean burst mode? Yeah, I mean burst mode, totally. Shadow Fox, you're in Orlando too? Are you on the server? Do I know that you're on the server? Do I know you're in Orlando? I know a few people in Orlando, I suppose. But yeah, also, Central Florida Digimon meetups. Not gonna say too much right now, but you know what? I'll say what I'm planning at least. I do actually want to do a hatchery meetup for everyone on the server. So, and that would be in Orlando if I am able to do it. I'm looking into the logistics behind it. I'm not doing any firm words on that one way or the other, but if I can make it happen, I'm gonna make it happen. So we're gonna see, and then we can all go to Super Saiyan, and we can all. Oh my gosh, they have just the best. Oh, I got this udon with sliced steak on it. It is so good. Welcome to soup reviews with Humulos. But yeah, no, it's that's definitely something I want to do, is do an actual meetup, not just for folks in Florida either. Like, obviously, it'll be easier for folks in Florida. Sorry, it's where I live. I don't get paid to do this, so I can't foot bills for like major travel expenses and setting stuff up in other states. So, but if you are outside of Florida, obviously you're more than welcome. You'd be more than welcome to come too. It's but yeah, that's in the very early pre-anything stages. So don't act like that's gonna happen. I'm gonna try to make it happen. I just can't promise anything just yet. And the pandemic's already slowing down in Florida, thank heavens, which is insane, because we were breaking all kinds of terrible records for a while there. But thankfully the vaccine rollout has been pretty smooth out here, which has been nice. So I think it should be totally possible next year to do an actual Digimon meetup, have an actual in-person Digimon tournament. Take that, Malaysia. You guys will still be the coolest Digimon community, but I'll still be at least a little bit close. The Malaysian community is so freaking hardcore. I love it. They actually, I don't know if they're doing their tournaments again yet. I don't know what the situation in Malaysia is right now, but man, I was always very envious of that aspect of the Malaysian Digimon community, is the IRL tournaments, and I absolutely want to do one. So we'll be, if I do a meetup, we'll be having one of those. We'll watch the Digimon movie. We'll do all sorts of fun stuff. We'll go to Disney Springs. We will eat soup. So, how about a shade in the light color? Wait, oh, orange is really, yeah. How about a shade in the light color? I don't know what that question means. I've already lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. What's up, Ramon de Beza? Nice to see you. This looks awesome. Heck yeah, these devices are pretty freaking sick. Again, if you've only experienced the Digital Monster version 20th and you come in to experience these devices, you're gonna be in for a whole new world in what is possible on these. They're great. Who else is going to create a food reviews channel? Confirmed. I mean, sure, why not? I'll do it. Do I ever switch the backs of the battery covers on my multiple devices? Not on purpose. I've done it on accident, but the only device I have with a switch back is my original V1. That one has a switch back out of necessity because I lost the original back to that years and years ago. Who knows? Like in the mid-2000s, I think was the last time I may have seen that, if then. So maybe mid early 2000s. So that one is a mixed back. It's got a blue back on a yellow device, but otherwise I just keep them how they are. I do, however, switch on my pendulum specifically. I switched around shells so that my pendulum version 28th is a black shell with blue buttons and the Nature Spirits background, which I just like the aesthetic of it a lot more like that. It looks beautiful. So that's the closest I've gotten to actual mods. It's very, very light mod, I guess. Super very humulus. Cereal soup. Yes, absolutely. I am very liberal on my definitions for foods. Like, if you ask me what's a sandwich, I will tell you basically everything is a sandwich. If it is a handheld food that has some form of bread between you and the rest of the food, it is a sandwich. Pizza, tacos, hot dogs, burgers, all sandwiches. And you may be wondering, how can I justify such things? And it's very easy. Like, pizza is a sandwich. First of all, I fold my pizzas, so that's instantly a sandwich. Secondly, if you could throw a bunch of roast beef onto a piece of bread and call that an open-faced sandwich, then yeah, pizza's absolutely a sandwich. Pizza's an open-faced sandwich. So that's a topic for another day, isn't it? I call the one on the right Mercurymon color. Yeah, that's pretty close to it, huh? I'm glad to see Mercurymon finally showing up again after 1,000 years, by the way. Excited to see it on the on that dim. Which one is it on Shadow? Yeah, it's on the True Shadow Howl. If you can make a Digimon V-Pet, what mechanics and Digimon would you have? That's an easy one to answer. I actually have answered this many times, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. But as for which Digimon would be on it, that's the easiest part to answer here. Let's just see here. Wait for it to load. That's taking too long to load. I shouldn't have done this. All right, middle screen. Not yet. Okay, so I'll go over the mechanics. Mechanics are going to be heavily DNA-based because I like the DNA-based system from the Excel, but I would take it in a different direction and make the battles more important to what DNA you get. Basically, you get experience DNA like you do in the DS games. I didn't know that's how the DS games did it originally until I told this idea to, I think it might have been Betamon. I told it to her, and she's like, oh, like the DS games. And I'm like, what? So yeah, I guess like that. And then as for roster, boom, there you go. This is the roster right here. These are all the Digimon I would want on my dream Digimon Virtual Pet, quite a few of them. And look, I even have X variants that would go on based on whether or not you're fighting X Digimon and getting the X antibody infection going on. So yeah, that's my dream. That's right. I just happen to have my roster laying around at all times to show off. That's the kind of person I am. Listen, you knew I was obsessed when you came in here. Have you seen my website? I am obsessed. Have you seen how many V-Pets I use? Where is it? Yeah, over there. You see that little black box with all the little drawers? Those are all V-Pets in that box. Every single one of those drawers has a V-Pet inside of it. No, sorry. Every single one of those drawers has one or more inside of it. So that's me. I am obsessed. All right, are the backgrounds the same? No, they are not the same. So let's do. Can I zoom in a little bit more there? And we'll bring that right up into the camera. There you go. Okay, so this is like a craggy background. This is the Metal Empire background, which we have a Metal Empire device right here I can show that with. So here's the original Metal Empire, and then it goes into disrepair and looks like that now. So for comparison, there you go. So that's the disrepair of the Metal Empire. And then as for this device, there we go. It's got some trees and junk, and if I grab my Nature Spirits pen, I'm glad I have all these pendulums right here. Boom, trees and a pretty lake and some mountains. Trees burned down, mountains been cracked, lakes dried up. Boom, I love these devices for that. It's fun visual storytelling. There we go. Okay, so next up, we going through the questions here. XA and XB have different backgrounds. Yeah, someone else already answered the question. Do you know if they're both callbacks to the original? Oh, well, I just answered that question too, I guess. All the food talk's making me hungry. I can't be hungry. It's almost 10 o'clock over here, so I'm not allowed to be hungry right now. Hot food takes with Humulus. Are you excited for those leaked crossover dims? So what did we have? We had Ultraman, I believe it was. Which I'm not, I don't know. I'm not Japanese, so I'm not super into Ultraman. I feel like Ultraman's one of those franchises where that never really hit it off outside of Japan. I definitely know some Ultraman fans, don't get me wrong. But I don't know. Or was there a Kamen Rider one? I don't remember. I don't remember which ones the leaks were. And I should know that, shouldn't I? But they weren't substantial enough leaks for me to like really put a lot of stock into it just yet, I don't think. Like there wasn't a lot said about them. So I'm like, oh, okay, so that might be a thing coming. And because it's not actual Digimon stuff, it's like, eh, to me. Kamen Rider, Ultraman, whatever, they're not like my jam. I know everyone loves Kamen Rider, so I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I've never watched it. How can I know if it's good or not? I have no idea. And let's see. I should make my own Dreamfeist too. Yes, absolutely you should. And that roster you saw, like, it's editable. If you go on to, I've got a link for it somewhere on the Hatchery server, but you can just copy that and throw stuff in it your own. Like it's just made on Google Drawings, very easy to lay stuff out on there, or just make your own from scratch on Google Drawings. It snaps things together, has lines that connect to different pieces. It's really nice. If you ever make this an actual V-Pet, I'd totally buy it. If I could, I would. Technically I can, so I guess that was a false statement I just gave then. Because, yes, if I put enough effort into it, I could absolutely make this V-Pet. But unfortunately, between my job and trying to do things actually useful for the community, I don't have time to work on that as of yet. But at some point, yes, I do plan on actually making that. It's just, you know, I've got to put in the effort to actually do it. and learn the things I need to learn to do it. Will I debug it? No can do. These devices cannot be debugged, so they will be just normal flipping devices, which, you know, that's fine. I don't need every device to be debugged, but it is... And thankfully, I don't need to test these. If I needed to test these, yes, I would need them to be debugged. I would go crazy if I couldn't debug them and I needed to verify things, but I only got one thing to test and I could power through it, so... can't wait for yours to show up. Heck yeah, I can't wait for yours to show up either. I'm getting my Vital Bracelet next week. Do you think it's worth it to wait for the English app? No, I don't think it's worth it, because the amount of Japanese text that you have to memorize is very minimal, and it's very easy to navigate the app. Like, I have no issues with it. I don't have to look up anything, and I don't know Japanese. Like, I may spend a lot of time with Japanese devices, but none of it's rubbed off on me. So I have no issues navigating the Vital Bracelet app as it is. I don't think there's a reason to wait for it. The only thing I don't know for sure is whether or not data will be able to be transferred to the English app. So if you're worried about that, maybe hold off. But even then, that's not a big concern for me. So, but yeah, I personally wouldn't wait. Kamen Rider would rule. I think it would be cool to see. Kamen Rider has like bugs, right? Like the suits are based on bugs. Is that just the original, or is it like Super Sentai where it changes every season? I don't know. I know nothing about Kamen Rider. What devices can you get Black War Greymon on? Anything with the red X, you can get Black War Greymon. Oh, yo, you want Black War Greymon? Sorry, War Greymon X is on these. Hold on, Black War Greymon is on the version XC, which is not out in English yet. Hopefully it will be at some point, but it's on the XC, which is the red translucent device in Japan, which is coincidentally my favorite device of all time. I got 2 questions on my site. First, for the VP, what's the new number you added? Oh, so that's actually a that's a good thing to talk about. Let's talk about that. That's not related to this, obviously, but I feel like the overlap in what people are interested in will find this interesting. So very recently, it was discovered how to get into the debug menu on the Vital Bracelet. Who's battling? Hold on, hold that thought. Rhinomon is encountering something. I believe it'll be a Damemon. Did the X1 have presence? I think that might have started with the X2. I think every encounter with the X1 is all just battles. So if I defeat Damemon, I'm gonna get 1,000 points. I gotta look at the screen. I get it? Heck yeah. Alright, so let's see how he does here. Alright, so we shoot out a little needle. Damemon's like, ouch. Takes a little bit of damage. Damemon transforms into... Whoa, look at that. He turns into Tuarmon, fires it, and it misses. Heck yeah. Rhinomon's all like, hold on, I can get you again with 2 needles. Damemon's like, wow, you can. Rhinomon, where's your face? Why haven't you shown off your face yet? I got a like perfect score, didn't I? Normally it's like the first or second thing. There it is. That's better. Big move! Ooh, but didn't finish him off. Alright, alright. Damemon's coming in. He's got the double slice. Hits Rhinomon. Rhinomon takes a, what was that, 4 or 5 damage there. Maybe 6. Probably 4. Alright, alright. Damemon's down. That's gonna be 1,000 experience. That will level us up to 4, I believe. Level 4. So that's nice. Boom, look at that. And now its evolution has been altered. Cool. Alright, so what was I doing? Okay, we were answering a question about the Vital Bracelet. So here we go. Vital Bracelet, Digital Monster. Let's go. So we're going to do this from the list view, because this will be the easiest place to show it off. Hi, Todorokochi, how you doing? You got a lot of stuff to load, you sure do. Alright, so first of all, I got to remember that I need to look at my right screen, not my middle screen. That's where I'm monitoring things. So if we look at, for example, we'll look at Kleinmon here, right? So I've added a new thing down here. There's a number 35 and there's star 7. So background on this is that the Vital Bracelet manual says that the little stars in the stat screen on the Vital Bracelet indicate your DP, your Digimon power, which is how likely you are to land hits. And we believed that, and shouldn't have, because Debug menu got found out a while ago. I think it's only been like a week. Wow. Which brought to us the amazing gift of being able to reset our DIMs. So again, huge thanks to, who was that? Pseudo, the Carolinx, and Copy9, again, for finding that out, because that's huge. So that was the first thing we found out about Debug menu, is that. But then somebody, a Japanese user, posted a video on YouTube, and in that video, they demonstrated that not only can you reset DIMs, but you can scan the dim and find out everything about it. So you can look at every sprite, you can look at every stat, you can look at every evolution, you can look at every Jogress. All that information gets displayed plainly on the Vital Bracelet, which is really freaking cool. Like, if I didn't have the ability to extract dims onto my computer and then look at them there in a hex editor, then I would probably be using this method to do it. I think the hex editor is still a little bit faster for me than doing it this way, but it's amazing. But the thing is that there's been this hidden stat in there that's been plaguing the users that are trying to debug these things, especially BRV and Alice. Both of them, or you might know her as the Battle Professor, both of them were trying to figure out what this other random stat meant. And plain as day, the debug menu listed it as DP. So there you go. The stars were listed separately, and we don't know what exactly that they're for, because here's the funny thing about the stars, all right? And this is where you're gonna see why this is hilarious, is that if we change the list view right here, and I sort by DP from top to bottom, so there we go. So you can see all these are 10 stars, right? So we have 70, 60, 55, all of those registering as 10 stars. But they're different numbers, so the stars aren't super accurate to the amount of DP they actually have. So Plesiomon and Ancient Sphinxmon actually have higher accuracy than the rest of these guys. Now, Ancient Volcamon is particularly special here, because it's got 55. These 9 stars are also 55, and these 8 stars are also 55. So the stars literally mean nothing as far as DP is concerned, and so I have no idea why they're even there to begin with. So, yeah, that's what's going on there. So that's why they were added. So the stars are the value you see on the device, whereas the first number is the actual DP value. And I do need to add that to the FAQ, by the way. I have not added that on there, so there's not a good way to know exactly. There would not have been a good way to know what that meant, so I got to add that in there. This also changes up, by the way, the totals over here. So Ancient Volcamon's still up top. He hasn't moved. He's got 43 points now. He had 42 before this. Now he's got 43 because I'm no longer adding together HP, AP, and the star value. Oh, get out of there. I'm adding together AP, HP, and then I'm dividing DP by 5 and adding that to get the new total value. And that gives a better idea of what the total stat for these Digimon is. Because, yeah, again, Plesiomon is technically 14 right here. Not a 10 star, it's a 14 star, basically. So that makes it a 42. It makes it much better than it was. Before it was a 38, but that doesn't properly convey how good Plesiomon is. Plesiomon's a 42, not a 38. So there you go. That's the answer to that question. The second question. First, for VP, what is the new number? Oh wait, where's your second question? There it is. Okay. On the DMX3 Blue, you have Holy Dramon X evolving to Magnamon X, but no Slipmon X. Yes, there's a good reason for that. A reason that I will someday rectify, but I've been slow to do because I've been So the Digital Monster X3, something you should know about it is that the X2 had a debug menu that was better than any other debug menu on any other device because it let you just literally type in the requirements for evolution, hit a button, and then a couple seconds later your Digimon evolved, and boom, you would know what the requirements did. And that was, oh my gosh, that was such a time saver. So the X2 was a breeze to figure out evolution requirements for. DMX3 took that away. That normally wouldn't be a problem, except DMX3 has the most complicated roster of any device to go through. So right now, everything you see here is if you have every area unlocked and every and the special random encounter cleared. If you have that, then your Digimon will evolve like the chart is showing. If you don't, you're going to get some variance. So this is why I have up here this thing. It's like this is only applicable for that. So if you haven't cleared, especially if you haven't cleared Area 45, your results are going to vary based on what you see here. At some point, I will be adding the little drop downs so you can specify what areas you have cleared. I just haven't done it yet because it's a lot of overhead and a lot of work, a lot of manual testing. So that is why. So at some point I will do it, especially now that I've got the Pendulum Z's taken care of. I just finished those up. I've got the Vital Bracelet is caught up for the moment. I want to add a search feature. That is the biggest thing I need to add to this website is a search feature. So that takes precedence for me over finishing up the charts for the X3 because the X3 charts, they're accurate. You just have to do a little extra work to make them accurate. But search features next. And I also want to add the original Digital Monster, which Flirp may or may not be doing. It just depends on how busy he is. But I want to get it added one way or the other. I want at least the original Digital Monster as far as classic pets go. Don't get your hopes up for other classic pets. That is way off from what's happening next, because I got a lot of stuff to make the site more efficient, to make it more usable, to make it more useful overall. So, all right, so let's take off that. Let's get those guys back on the screen because they're the reason we're here. think there should be a Gundam X DMX. We can see all sorts of crossovers too. The Metarot one is already really freaking cool. I love Metabots so much. They're such classics. I got Metabee right up here. Where's he? Metabee, you're too far for me to reach without standing up. But he's there. Little model kit. Wife built that one too. She's so nice. Am I gonna run these? Yeah, heck yeah, I'm gonna run them. We're gonna raise some stuff on them. We're gonna see what I get. It's been a while since I've raised the X1s, so we'll see how that goes. It's almost 3 a.m. over here. Goodness, you people are great at not going to sleep. I couldn't do that unless I'm really focused on something. I will say, when we found out about the version switching in the Pendulum 20th, myself, DK, and Ararin, I can never pronounce their name, the three of us were up super late because I didn't have a way to actually test it yet. I was waiting on getting a soldering iron and some other stuff to test it out with. But DK and Ararin did. So basically I was like, okay, try this. That didn't work? Okay, try this. That did work. And so we kept going. We just kept collaborating, trying a whole bunch of things on their device until we figured out exactly how version switching on the Pendulum 20th worked. I was up all night on that. It was a blast. It was so exciting. Super Sentai. Originally bugs, but now whatever theme is now... Okay, so it is basically like Super Sentai. Cool. Side-facing Damimon is scary. Damimon is a favorite of mine. Of course it is one of your favorites, Betamon. You liked Cross Wars a lot more than I thought you would, and I'm happy about that. I am glad that you liked it. This version seems so cool. Can't wait another week. Yeah, it should almost be here for everyone. If you order from Amazon, heck yeah, it's coming. Look up the image I just sent on the Discord under Modern V-Pets. There's my phone. I have Discord closed so that I don't hear pings all the time. Let's see. Oh man, I got all sorts of pings. What's with all these pings? I can't find it right now. I'll find it later, I promise. Mega Man crossover. That one's less likely, but would also be really cool. I don't know, what would my dream crossover be if Digimon were to have a crossover dim? Tamagotchi? If I can get Tamagotchi on a dim, I would be thrilled. Technically, they have the Tamagotchi Smart coming out. It's just that it's modern Tamagotchi, and I don't like modern Tamagotchi, so it's not my jam, unfortunately. I'd like it to be, it's just not. So it's like, yeah, I'm probably not going to be picking up a Tamagotchi Smart. Godzilla would be a good one, especially like they released two sets, right? They released one with all the actual Godzilla monsters, and then they released a V5 set with all of the what they influenced. That would be pretty cute. The images of the bus seats. Oh, the images of the bus seats. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take a look at that then and figure out what your buses look like. Your very weird buses that look like these devices. Oh man. Okay, so Monster Hunter would be good. All right, so let's see. So we showed off everything, right? Like I feel like we've shown off everything. I've shown off more than everything because we took a few detours there. So last chance, if anyone has any other questions, I will answer them now, or if anything has anything they want me to check, I'll check it now. Otherwise, we're going to close this up. So I'll give you a few minutes there to ask whatever questions you might have remaining. Did they fix the horrible screen? Yes, they did. I'll show that off again here, just so you can see. So English version versus Japanese version. You can absolutely see the screen is perfectly fixed, even under like the lighting, the better lighting side. It's still very clear. So yeah, it's absolutely been fixed. Mega Man Battle X. Someone's doing something with that, aren't they? Someone's doing something with Battle Network and Digimon recently. Like they're making a game of that. Is that you? You're not doing it, are you? If you're not the one doing it, then you should definitely look it up because someone's doing that right now. Let's see. I don't see anyone else coming in here. Are the English X devices getting a Wave 3? We don't even know if they're getting a Wave 2 yet, so we will have to wait and see on that one. Hopefully we do get Wave 2s and Wave 3s so that we get the entire X line. I'd be very happy about that. I can't imagine why they wouldn't. It just only makes sense for them to do so. Get the purple one back on screen. No, I don't have the talent for that, but thanks for telling me. Yeah, I saw that posted on the Digimon subreddit, I think a couple times. So if you search Digimon and Battle Network on Reddit, I'd imagine it'd pop right up. Okay. Yeah, it looks like chat's not got really a whole bunch more questions for us, so we're gonna go ahead and yeah, nothing else here. So let's go ahead and close this out, shall we? It's been a good night. So Thank you so much, everyone, for joining tonight. This has been a great time. I had a lot of fun. Hopefully, you guys had fun. Happy to see these new devices. Let's make them a little bit easier to see there. There we go. I'm excited for everyone else to get theirs. Hopefully yours come in the next few days. Everyone that ordered. Again, Amazon should be shipping out at the end of the month. Entertainment Earth is still shipping theirs out, so if you ordered from them, you should be getting it any moment. And if you are in somewhere else, I don't know when you'll get it. I don't have it all memorized, I'm sorry. But you'll be getting it at some point. You'll be able to raise the devices. They're a ton of fun. They're very different from the Digital Monster version 20th, and a great, unique experience. So a great way to continue your Digimon V-Pet journey if you haven't gotten any other devices yet. So as for me, I am still streaming every day for the Digimon Pendulum Zs. They all battled this morning. It was a great time. So I'll be posting that replay up tomorrow. I recommend checking it out because it was honestly one of my most hype streams, like for me. I don't know how everyone else thought about it, but for me, I was like, I had a ton of fun on it. So that replay will be going up. My whole journey on the Pendulum Z, I have a playlist for that, so you can check that out. But I will be continuing to stream every day around noon, between noon and 2 Eastern time, to show my progress on the Pendulum Z. I'm not sure if I'll be doing a progress video on these, but here's the important thing. Stay tuned. I will be releasing a standalone video, not a stream, next week. It will be revealing some very exciting information. Not exciting for me, exciting for you. Don't expect any like product reveals. Bandai doesn't love me, so they don't give me any kind of details on that. Well, they might love me, but they just can't say that they love me because they have to stay away from me a little bit. But either way, very exciting community news, I should say, for next week. So watch out for that. I'm pretty stoked for it. So, and then yeah, other than that, just come hang out at the server if you're not already there. I'm there pretty much every day. So I will see you around there. And yeah, until next time, bye.